Hello everybody, myself Dr. Nandakumar Raubawale from College of Engineering Ambazogai is going to deal with intellectual property rights. This is our second lecture. In previous lecture we discussed about introduction of intellectual property, then classification of properties, types of intellectual property. Now today we will be discussing about objectives of international organizations and agencies and treaties at the international levels, Berne Convention, Universal Copyright Convention, Paris Union, TRIPS and WIPO. Coming to international organizations for intellectual property. International organizations for intellectual properties are formed with certain objectives. So very first objective is to protect intellectual property throughout the world by mutual cooperation of the member states or the countries, member states in the sense countries. And second objective, general objective of international organizations for intellectual property is to ensure administrative cooperation among the unions. So there will be different unions and there will be a cooperation among the unions. Then third objective is to govern laws, rules, criteria in concerned with intellectual property at international level. These are the major objectives of forming organizations in concerned with intellectual property. So now coming to the organizations, which organizations govern the laws, rules and the matters or issues related to intellectual property at the international level. There are certain organizations which deal with intellectual property. So international organizations intellectual property is one of the organization. Then second one is World Intellectual Property Organization, in short we call it as a WIPO. Then United International Bureau for the Protection of Intellectual Property, that is BIRPI. Next comes International Trade Association, INTA. Then International Association for the Protection of Intellectual Property, AIPPI. The World Trade Organization, WTO, is another organization concerned with intellectual property. Then International Federation of Intellectual Property Attorneys, FICPI. There are such many organizations working at the international level in concerned with intellectual property and protection of intellectual property. Now the agencies and treaties which we will be discussing in our lecture are Berne Convention, Universal Copyright Convention, Paris Union, trade related aspects of intellectual property rights, in short it is known as a TRIPS, World Intellectual Property Organization, in short it is called as a WIPO. Then United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO. So these are the some of the conventions or treaties or agencies working at the international level in order to protect intellectual property among the international community. So this Berne Convention is one of the agreement made among the member states in the sense countries. So this Berne Convention plays very vital role, important role in the field of copyright. So this deals with the literary and artistic work. It deals with the protection of work and rights of authors in the areas of literature and artistic work. It is an International Union for the Protection of Literary and Artistic Works. This Berne Convention was established in the year 1886 at Berne, Switzerland, and it was started actually on 5th December 1887. There are 171 states, that is nothing but countries, have signed this convention, and there are 30 articles are included in this convention. Articles in the sense guidelines, rules, regulations which are formed in this treaty or Berne Convention. Then Berne Convention works on three basic principles. Very first principle is principle of national treatment, principle of automatic protection, and principle of independence of protection. What these principles are, over which this Berne Convention is framed. So principle of national treatment. So here the national treatment in the sense the work which is protected in member country will be protected in some other countries which have signed the Berne Convention. So for example, 171 countries have signed this Berne Convention, means if one of the work is registered in some of the country, then all other member countries also have to give protection to that work. Say for example, you have written some poem and you have registered it in India as a copyright, then all other countries which are members of this Berne Convention or member states have to protect that registered poem in all other countries also. So that is nothing but we call it as a national treatment. In all member countries, say the work registered in one of the country will be protected as per the agreement of Berne Convention. Then second one is principle of automatic protection. Protection must be given on fulfilling certain conditions in any member country. If the conditions are fulfilled in any of the member country, then protection will be given in all member countries. Then principle of independence of protection. So here this protection of independence protection is nothing but if a work is registered in one of the member country and if that country has its own laws or rules to protect it more than the duration for which the convention has accepted, then other countries need not to protect that work. Say for example, you have registered work in India, as the India is one of the member state, then the work registered will be protected for the duration as per the laws or a rule or the agreements of convention. If India is going to say that we will protect it beyond the limit of convention, then other countries or other members which have signed the Berne Convention will not give protection. Here it says the protection, if the protection is longer term than the convention or origin state, the contracting state may stop providing protection to the said work. So protection will not be given beyond the duration specified by the Berne Convention in even member states. If the origin state is allowing a person or author to protect their work beyond the convention, it will be protected only in that origin state, not in other states or countries. And Berne Convention recognizes certain rights such as a right to translate. If you have registered your work, then you have right to translate your work in other languages. A right to perform in public. So if you have written some drama, then you can perform it in public. You are not restricted to perform your drama in public. A right to communicate in public. Your work you can communicate in public. A right to broadcast on television, radio, like that. The right to make adaptations and arrangements. So you have some certain rights to make arrangements and certain moral rights. Then India is a signatory of Berne Convention. India is also one of the member state of Berne Convention. Then coming to the next convention, that is Universal Copyright Convention. As its name is Copyright Convention, so this also deals with the copyright. It was signed and entered on 6th September 1952 at Geneva. It was the convention alternative to Berne Convention, because many countries have not signed the Berne Convention. Therefore, those countries together have signed this Universal Copyright Convention, entered by countries like America, Soviet Union, and China. So, for countries which did not sign Berne Convention, have entered into the Universal Copyright Convention in order to allow these countries to participate in international agreements. The UCC is administered by UNESCO of UNO. The administration of UCC is made by UNESCO under UNO, United Nations of Organization. Universal Copyright Convention is made to meet specific minimum legal standards in the member countries. So standard means uniformity, to provide protection to rights of authors and proprietors. So certain rights are protected, rights of author and proprietor, owner of that intellectual property. This Universal Copyright Convention contains 21 articles and certain protocols. Articles means rules or regulations, or the sections, we can say. Protection given to published and unpublished works. So both are protected. If you have published the work, it is protected. Even if you are not published, then if you register under UCC, then such work is also protected. UCC was revised in Paris in 1971. Again, it was revised in 1971. Special provisions for developing countries were given in this UCC. So already the countries which were developed need not to have certain special provisions or special concessions or facilities, but for developing countries certain special provisions were provided to translate copyright work for teaching, scholarship, and research purposes. So which provisions were given for the developing countries? So to translate the copyright work for teaching, scholarship, and research purposes, in order to make them, or to support the developing countries to become a developed country. The grants protection for a minimum term of 25 years. So copyright is protected for 25 years minimum, and or for the life of author plus 25 years. So during the life of author it is protected, plus even after death of author it is protected for 25 years. So India is a member of UCC also. India is a member of Berne Convention, and India is the member of UCC. Then third convention is Paris Union. It is the first, oldest, and most important convention. So this convention was first convention, and from which only the concept of union or unity was evolved. The Union for Protection of Industrial Property. So earlier two conventions which we have seen, Berne Convention and UCC, were related to copyright. But this Paris Union is concerned with industrial property. Industrial property means industrial design, then trademark, trade secret, so like that. Such properties are known as the industrial properties. It was concluded on 20th March 1883 in Paris. The Paris Union was concluded in Paris on 20th March 1883. It was revised in 1967 in Stockholm. It was evolved a concept of union. So starting from Paris Union, the concept of union has started. So this Paris Union contains 30 articles. It has got 30 articles in it. Then Paris Union deals with various aspects of industrial property like utility models, patents, designs, trademarks, trade names, and false indication and the protection. So this Paris Union protects these industrial properties under Paris Union in the member states. Paris Union has three administrative organs. Organs means bodies. So bodies in the sense assembly is chief governing assembly. Assembly is the chief assembling government means the member states form the assembly. All the countries or states, those who have become a member of Paris Union will compile a assembly, and which is a chief governing assembly. From this chief governing assembly, executive committee is elected, and this International Bureau of WIPO is going to have complete administration work of this Paris Union. Now, guiding principles to the Paris Union. It also has what? Three guiding principles. So, national treatment, similar to the previous case, it requires that every member state should grant the same protection to nationals of other member states as it grants to its own nationals. So say for example, as we are going to protect the industrial property in our country which is registered, so same protection has to be given to the industrial property, that is intellectual property of other countries which is registered in other member state. So same treatment will be given in other countries also. Say for example, you have designed something or some machine today here in India and you have registered under industrial intellectual property right. So once you have registered it in India under this Paris Union, then all member states will have to protect your industrial intellectual property in the same way as India protects, so that other countries will also will not permit the citizens of their country to copy your design in their country. And right of priority, it confers on any member of union which has filed an application for patent in its own state a grace period of 1 year to file in other member countries. Right to of priority means if you have filed the patent in India, so grace period of 1 year is given to you to file patent in other countries also. And uniform rules. Though the industrial property laws are domestic legislations, a set of uniform laws relating to industrial property has been provided by the Union. So, uniform rules in all the countries. So, however, this industrial property is a domestic legislation, that means concerned with that country, even though in order to have uniformity, laws relating to industrial property are provided by the Paris Union. There are 173 nations which are its members. There are 173 members in this Paris Union, and India is also a member. India has signed this Paris Union Convention in 1998. Coming to trade related aspects of intellectual property rights, this is known as a TRIPS. So this TRIPS is also a organization or the agreement, we can say, related to industrial property. The growth in industrial sector has compelled formation of a body to regulate world trade. So at the international level, to organize the business, so this TRIPS was formed looking at the growth of industrial sector. It is the agreement on TRIPS. It is the agreement made on trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. Trade means business, business related aspects of intellectual property. Intellectual property already you know. So in 1986, an accord means an agreement called Final Act was signed, and the final act was known by name GATT. So GATT agreement, we can say. TRIPS being one of such agreement. TRIPS is also one of the agreement, just like a GATT. The other being formation of WTO, World Trade Organization. So similar to TRIPS, WTO is also one of the organization. Formation of World Trade Organization replaced GATT. So earlier it was the organization known as GATT. After the formation of WTO, GATT is replaced by WTO, World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization was concluded at Morocco on April 15, 1994, and this WTO, World Trade Organization, came into force on January 1, 1995. This TRIPS is administered by WTO. So TRIPS is nothing but a convention which is administered by WTO, World Trade Organization. TRIPS is concluded to stop exploitation of developing countries. So developing countries were exploited by developed countries. So TRIPS is brought into existence in order to stop the exploitation of developing countries by developed countries and to promote the development of developing countries. The objectives of TRIP. What are the objectives of TRIP? Why TRIPS were formed? To promote adequate protection of intellectual property rights. Always these organizations or conventions have been signed in order to protect the intellectual property rights of authors or designers or industries. So similarly here also TRIPS is having the main objective to protect adequate protection of intellectual property rights, to resolve disputes on trade related intellectual property issues. So here as there is a industrial disputes or business disputes will be there related to intellectual property. In order to resolve such disputes, TRIPS is formed. So to establish a supportive relationship between WTO and WIPO. So these are the two different organizations, but TRIPS is going to bridge gap between or support the relation between World Trade Organization and World Intellectual Property Organization. To have proper coordination among these two bodies, TRIPS is going to put the effort to provide standards relating to availability, scope and use of intellectual property rights. So standards means the uniformity relating to availability of scope, use and use of intellectual property. In concern with the intellectual property, uniformity is maintained relating to availability and scope of intellectual property. Basic principles are national treatment and most favored nation treatment. So this is having basic principle as national treatment. National treatment means all countries have to protect in same way as the main or origin country protects their work. And most favored nation means there should not be a discrimination in case of protection for the work of other country or for registered work of a member or author in other country. It has to be protected in same way as if it is of our own country. Then TRIPS, it is divided into 7 parts and has 73 articles, and it has 162 member parties or member states. India is also its signatory. India has also signed the TRIPS. Coming to World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO in short, WIPO promotes intellectual property at global level. So all over the world, this promotes intellectual property, that is nothing but protects intellectual property and helps to evolve the intellectual property or to extract the intellectual property and bring it into the society. WIPO convention signed at Stockholm on 14th July 1967. This WIPO has got 184 member states and its headquarters is located at Geneva. It is a specialized body of United Nations of Organization, UNO. also acts as a complementary body with World Trade Organization. It acts as a complementary body with World Trade Organization for promotion and protection of intellectual property rights. So WIPO is also having same aim as World Trade Organization, but World Trade Organization is related to trade issues. WIPO is related with the intellectual property rights. The objectives of WIPO are to promote protection of intellectual property throughout the world through cooperation among the states. So this is to protect intellectual property throughout the world, but by the cooperation of states. So it is not forcible, but the WIPO extracts cooperation of all the states and protects intellectual property. Another objective of WIPO is to ensure administrative cooperation among the unions. There are different unions, WTO, UNO, and so on. WIPO. So this WIPO ensures administrative cooperation among such unions. There are different unions, and there must be a cooperation among the unions. And this WIPO plays important role to have administrative cooperation among the different unions. The membership is open to any state. Any state or any country can become member of WIPO, which is a member of any of unions. If a country is a member of some other union, can become member of WIPO also. Even state not a member of union can join if it is a member of UNO, United. If a country is a member of United Nations organization and not a member of any of the union, even then it can become member of WIPO. So condition is it should be member of United Nations of organization, then it can become member of WIPO. It is not necessary that a state should be member of some other body or union. Functions of WIPO. The function of WIPO is to promote development measures for protection of IPR at global level and to harmonize the national legislations in the field of intellectual property. To perform the administrative tasks of Paris Union and the Berne Convention. So here it performs the administrative task of both unions, that is Paris Union and Berne Union. Administrative tasks are performed by WIPO, and to encourage the international agreements for protection of intellectual property law. So at the international level, this WIPO encourages agreements for protection of intellectual property between different states or countries or unions. Then to provide legal assistance to states in the field of intellectual property. If any state or country is in need of legal assistance help, then WIPO provides help to such countries or states in the field of intellectual property. To assemble and disseminate information relating to intellectual property and to carry out and promote studies in this field and publish the results of these studies. So here WIPO is going to promote the work studies in the field of intellectual property and to publish results of this study also is made by WIPO. WIPO promotes the research work as well as to promote or to publish the research work which is made by the members or states or the authors. Another objective or function of this WIPO is to maintain relative services, registration and publication of data concerning the registrations, etc. So for example, if you are going to register your intellectual property, then WIPO helps to maintain relative services. So concerned services, it is going to provide registration, it is facilitating registration as well as it is going to publish the data concerning to the registration, etc. WIPO is going to function on 4 organs. So first organ is General Assembly. General Assembly means main, where the members, all these countries which have signed WIPO are members are the members of General Assembly. It consists of the state members of convention establishing WIPO, which are the members of union. So whichever countries have helped in establishing WIPO are members of General Assembly. Then conference, it consists of states party to convention whether or not they are members of any of the union. So it is conference where the states party to the convention whether or not they are members of any of union. If they are not member of any other union or members of union, they will be the forming conference. Then coordination committee, it consists of state party to the convention which are members of executive committee of the parish union or Berne union or both. So this will be the countries which are the member executive committee of parish union and Berne union or both are included in coordination committee. Their work is to have the coordination. Then fourth organ is international bureau. It is the secretariat of organization and it has director general with two or more deputy directors general. It has got two deputy directors general and one secretariat of organization. The director general is the chief executive of WIPO. Who is the chief executive of WIPO? Director general is the chief executive of WIPO. He is appointed for fixed term which is not less than 6 years. Director general is appointed for 6 years and not less than 6 years. More than 6 years, the director general will be working. The director general represents the organization, reports to and confirms to the instructions of General Assembly. Whatever the instructions are given by the General Assembly are followed by Director General, as well as this Director General is going to communicate or organize the reports to the General Assembly as to internal and external affairs of organization. Whatever may be the affairs, maybe internal affairs or external affairs, those are communicated to General Assembly by Director General of WIPO. So this is how we have covered the treaties and agencies governing intellectual property rights at the international level. I hope you have followed today's lecture in concern with the organizations as well as treaties at the international level.